Well, hello everyone, and welcome to the Shifts and Pucks News Pack for Friday, April 8th. Of course, you can follow us on Twitter at Shifts and Pucks, Facebook.com Shifts and Pucks, YouTube.com Shifts and Pucks, Twitch.com Shifts and Pucks, and subscribe wherever you get your audio, as well as on the Area 51 Sports Network. As we hope you're having a great Friday as we get into the news of the day. Of course, we had our Flames chat on Monday. It was Dan Stevenson from the Fireside Podcast and myself that went over the Flames, what was going on there. Then Sean, Tyler, Chris, and I discussed the Canucks on Wednesday, and we had talked about that. So check out those episodes. Of course, check out the pod clips. We do our draw on Monday for tickets to the Vancouver Canucks Calgary Flames game on April 23rd with the Pig and Duke, as we've partnered with them. Tickets to the game, word of the beer, drinks at the Pig and Duke, going with Sean and Devin. Unfortunately, Chris is not able to go, so there's three opportunities to win tickets by reciting the word of the week, which is in Mondays and Wednesdays podcast, as well as uh, retweeting pod clips and all of the stuff that we do. But let's get to the game. We'll start with the games, and there's a couple of signings in the NHL to look at as well. The Boston Bruins play the Tampa Bay Lightning as I would argue probably one of the big significant games of the day here, as we are battling as they continue to battle for positioning in the Atlantic Division. Both teams are tied with 93 points. The Lightning have lost three in a row, and the Toronto Maple Leafs have gained on both of them here. So I think if you're Tampa or Boston, preferably not want to play Carolina or Florida. Not sure, but so I think that's a big game for both of them. Both of those teams, Pasternak and Hampus Lindholm are both out for the Bruins for this game. Pasternak has been injured uh, for some time. This will be his second straight game. He aggravated the injury on a 3-2 overtime win against the Columbus Blue uh, Jackets on Monday. Did not play against Detroit on Tuesday. Lindholm left the second period Tuesday because of a lower body injury. Head coach Bruce Cassidy says hopefully Lindholm gets on the ice tomorrow. So that's one pretty significant game going on in the National Hockey League. We got the Buffalo Sabres taking on the Florida Panthers. We'll touch on the big news from the Buffalo Sabres here as they have signed last year's number one pick, Owen Power. 32 points in 33 games with Michigan as they were eliminated from the Frozen Four yesterday. So that has happened. So that has allowed Owen Power to sign. And we'll touch on the Frozen Four here in a little bit, but Owen Power has signed with Buffalo there as well as they take on the Florida Panthers. And Buffalo is not an easy out right now. They've been going very well and are playing very well, actually, although got out of the playoffs. They lost their last game, but they're 5-2-3 within the last 10 games. We also have the New York Islanders taking on the Carolina Hurricanes. The Hurricanes clinched a playoff spot yesterday, so they will be officially in the invite. They have 100 points. They are 4 points behind Florida for first place in the Eastern Conference. And the Islanders, of course, are playing for, of course, drawing out the string here. Minnesota is taking on St. Louis. That's a possible first round matchup preview. Looking a bit more like that, Minnesota has 91 points. St. Louis has won 3 in a row. Has 90 points. So that might be a battle for figuring out who gets home ice advantage in that series. And finally, the Colorado Avalanche, who've won 4 in a row at 106 points and are getting close to clinching first place, not only in the Central Division, but the Western Conference, are taking on the Winnipeg Jets. Really must win for the Winnipeg Jets. It's that simple with 11 games to go, down 8 points to the Dallas Stars. That runway isn't looking good. So those are the 5 games in the National Hockey League tonight. We did mention that Owen Power is signed with the Buffalo Sabres. Kenton Johnson was the number 5 pick in last year's draft. He had 37 points with Michigan. He is expected to join the Columbus Blue Jackets on Monday as he signed a contract today. As he was tied on 4th with Michigan with 37 points, 8 points, 29 assists in 32 games. Columbus plays Montreal on Wednesday. Could that be Kenton Johnson's debut? We shall see there. As far as the playoff clinching scenarios for today, the Rangers and Maple Leafs could clinch a berth today if the Carolina Hurricanes defeat the New York Islanders in regulation. The Maple Leafs will clinch a playoff berth if so both the Rangers and Leafs, if Hurricanes beat the Islanders, the Rangers and Leafs have officially clinched a playoff spot. Vander Kane has been fined $5,000 for Nean defenseman Sean Durzi yesterday. The incident occurred at the 4:14 mark in the second period. He was assessed a minor penalty for kneeing. We also have another fine. Colton Sissons was fined $2,500 for spearing Josh Norris in yesterday's game. That incident occurred in 1844, late in the third period there. So that's a couple of fines that are going on in the NHL. As far as the WHL goes, we have a full slate of games tonight, which include the Medicine Hat Tigers heading over to Brandon to take on the Brandon Wheat Kings. We've got the Regina Pats taking on the Swift Current Broncos. The Lethbridge Hurricanes are taking on the Red Deer Rebels. We've got also the Prince Albert Raiders and Saskatoon Blades. We've got the Victoria Royals fighting for a Western Conference playoff spot against the Kamloops Blazers. We've got the Tri-City Americans taking on the Everett Silvertips, as well as we've got the Portland Winterhawks in Vancouver to take on the Vancouver Giants today. So that's some of the games that are going on in the WHL and the BCHL. Recap here. The Spruce Kings came back at a 3-2 deficit, or from a deficit in the third here, and they beat the Cranbrook Bucks 3-2. They have a 3-2 series lead. There'll be a game 6 on Saturday to force us deciding the 7th game. The Chilliwack Express beat the Coquitlam Express 3-0. Mateo Merzik scored twice. Grant Ridley made 23 saves for the win there. As back to the Prince George game, Alan Trotter stopped 20 of 22 shots he faced. Nathan Ulrey was far busier, though, stopping 35 of 38. The Penticton Vees have advanced. They beat the Trail Smoke Eaters 5-1. Bradley Nadeau had a goal and an assist. Caden Lane stopped 26 of 27. Penticton is the first team in the Interior Conference to move on to the second round, as those are the games that happened yesterday. As far as games tonight in the BCHL, let's have a look here. We've got Wenatchee Wild taking on the Salmon Arm Silverbacks. We've got Vernon taking on we've got Vernon and West Kelowna at it, as well as Victoria taking on Langley. So those are the 3 games going on there for the BCHL. And of course, Max Major Midget Tournament is going on as well right now, as it's day 3. Games have been going on here. We've got the quarterfinals, though, start tonight. 5:15 Mountain. Third place Pool 1 faces third place Pool 3. Third place Pool 2 takes on third place Pool 4. Third place Pool 5 takes on third place Pool 7. Fourth place Pool 6. Third place Pool 6 takes on third place Pool 8. So that's watch out there. And if you are at in Calgary, check that Max tournament out there. So that is the news for today. You can also, which is Friday, April 8th, you can follow us on Twitter. By the way, the Calgary Flames and Vancouver Canucks have a day off today. That's why we didn't talk about them. They both play tomorrow. Flames play against Seattle, against Kraken. And of course, we have the Vancouver Canucks hosting the San Jose Sharks tomorrow as well. So follow us all individually on Twitter. Sean Beardy Canuck 03, Tyler TNOBLE, Chris Schneid's SCHNEIDZ, Devin Gordhowe 09. I am KEVOLE. Shifts and Pucks on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter. And subscribe wherever you get your audio, as well as on the Area 51 Sports Network. Thanks everyone for watching and listening, and we'll talk to you all very soon. Bye for now.